live, everyone. Welcome to another podcast this lovely Saturday.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cloudwork podcast. Today, we're going to discuss a webcomic called Lazily Colored Days. It's one of my favorites, and I'm excited to talk about it.
Yes.
Ben, I think it's one of yours too, right?
What?
It's one of your favorites too, right?
Well, yeah. Yeah, kind. No, are we just gonna? Am I just gonna say it now, or are we gonna like? No, but okay. Lazily Color Day was as more or less my first boys love comic that I ever read. It's of course not finished. And that's because Cloud introduced me to it in March uh,
Yeah.
this
So
year. So
you,
yeah, so well, again, I was like the first one, and yeah, it's good. I have a good fondness of it.
nice. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Uh, so like I started it like in March pretty much and like been following ever since. And the story I did speak with the author earlier like this week and they were too shy to do like anything like live or anything, but they I asked them about like how it started and they said that like originally it was just a way to like improve their style and originally it wasn't going to have a plot, it was just going to be once a
Oh,
week to like just help the
sorry, I
her
wasn't listening. Did you just say that you talked to the creator?
Yes.
yeah.
Ah, it's surprising how easy it can be to get in contact with some of these.
Yeah, but they said it originally was a way to just like do their style and like fix it up by doing like something once a week to like hone in on their skills with art and
Mm-hmm.
like then eventually when it got popular they decided to actually put story behind it and do something with it and I have to say I like the direction that they ended up taking
Hmm.
but so in way of story it's about these two guys one of them works at a coffee shop and the other one works at like I forget where's the other one work at like
Model
Uh,
agency.
I mean,
what
He was a manager of a model agency.
oh yeah and then like uh the one of the guys keeps coming to the coffee shop to because he likes
yeah,
the
yeah. That's
barista
the thing.
there.
Called Grace, Grayson, or just or
Yeah,
and a
gray.
teal.
Gray and teal are
Mm-hmm.
the main characters,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Yes.
they
That's the thing. Grayson is mostly I would say the dominant, but like the charming romantic. He is trying to get with Teal, who is like almost like an emo, tiny bit submissive, but mainly just like a comic foil, uh, a comic foil character, the one who was trying that is the acting hard to get, or just is hard to get. Uh,
yeah, like at first
More or
it
less,
is
it's a classic guy, one person pursuing another one person, and
and
eh,
like as time goes on, like they end up they do end up together pretty early on into the comic,
no,
not
not
like
that early. No, no, like
like
actually,
compared to where it is now. I mean, like how many
no,
episodes
like
like
it's still
compared
not
to
really.
That's not true. But uh, they get together pretty not super fast, but like within uh, a pretty
In
good amount of
real
time.
terms, they get up quite. It takes quite a long time. And the most boys love stuff I've read, this is like one of the longest times it's taken for them to like properly gotten together.
Well,
A lot of it.
no, well, I've read some that like that still there people aren't together, and it's like over 100 in. So like
Yeah, but yeah,
so
still, this one was over 100 in.
something like it was something like that. And
Yeah.
anyway, uh,
It feels
they get
realistic
together.
at least. It doesn't feel rushed.
Yeah, they get together pretty. When they get together, it feels justified and right, and uh, they weren't together a lot, and like for a while because of just like Teal's past relationship, which like we don't know every detail about, but we know like it wasn't very healthy,
Mm-hmm.
and like and but unlike most webcomics, when they do the angle of my last relationship was bad, they either don't ever have the person in the comic or the person becomes a villain later. It's actually a character that we know beforehand, and like and they are actually very sorry about how they treated them and are like friends with them still.
Mm-hmm.
And like uh and so it's that's different. I like that. It's like pretty pretty good
Uh,
that way.
that it feels
And
like real. Not everything doesn't have to like come to a resolution as soon as someone new comes, and it's just like, yeah, that was a long time ago, so it has been resolved and everything like that. It happened, still has its scars, but just because you came in doesn't mean everything about me has to close around you. That kind of
yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, it like it's very good about like yeah, there's still some stuff like he's insecure about because of it, but like mostly it's like been dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
And like you can tell they're still good friends even if like uh maybe the level of like trust that they used to have isn't quite there anymore,
Mm-hmm.
but they're still like good friends. Um, and like it just the two characters feel real, and I really like that. They like got their personalities are solid. It like never strays from what you like what who they are as a person, and like and when they are actually together, it's really cute, and they're like
Yeah.
uh it feels real. The relationship does because of like how they interact
Yeah, Teal
and
is like a very cynical, like very much emo, but he has teal hair. So yeah, but again, he's like emo. He's very much a comical foil. He's does like a lot of things that are like, don't say that, that's silly, or a lot of that kind of stuff. And he is consistent with that. I like that because yeah, he's consistent with being a bit of a grump and a bit of a like almost like an emotional miser. Just
yeah
even after getting with uh, Grayson, he's still kind of emotionally cut off. Not as much, but again, he hasn't magically like changed to be like what Grayson would want or anything. He's still the same one, just a little bit more affected by Grayson, and that's yeah, it feels very real,
yeah. Anytime
very.
Grayson does like anything nice for him, he like g- goes into this mode of like stunned, but also like happy,
Baka!
but doesn't want to like show it
Mm-hmm.
that
Like
much.
very much a tsundere he is. It's
Yeah,
like It's like, that's silly, baka.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a lot of um like like him blushing and him like stuttering whenever he does something nice for him and like he's
Yeah.
happy about it. And like uh there's a really good scene where when they're spending their first night together that like he like puts it on the table of what happened in this past relationship, which was like they seem to only be together because like Teal is very feminine looking, like body wise,
he's very
and like
effeminate.
yeah, and like
He has a twin sister, and without and like with the hair, they look like identical. So.
which is why he dyes his hair, I believe, so
Hmm.
he looks different, and
Hmm.
like um,
Yeah.
and so like it turns out the last person he was with didn't do anything with him because
Yeah, because when
if
it was mainly because he looked like a girl, and when the anything physical, the illusion was kind of broken.
yeah, and so like so he had some like so he has some body like issues because of that it seems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was like again, Green was like like you're trying to pull his pants down or something. Like not in a forced way, of course. They were both on each other, so still. And he was and Grayson and Teal was like, no, 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 no. Getting Gray and it's like, you know, I'm gay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. And even we haven't even got a straight answer from Teal if he is gay or not.
Yeah, it's very like the comic is very takes his time with everything. So the relationship
Yes.
evolves at a normal rate. That's not super slow, but enough to like. Dude, recently, we met Gray's family, and like, Gray's mom isn't the best person.
Mm-hmm.
She like
Not
seems
at
to
all. She leeches off him for money. She buys a lot of junk, a lot of useless things, and yeah, he gives because she lives with Grayson's smaller two little like around 8 or 9
8.
twin sisters, twins, and more or less he has to like almost provide for them and his mother, but still she spends that money mostly on things she doesn't need, and and oh god, when and when Grayson just again one thing. Grayson feels very like a fleshed out even before we meet him, which is kind of boring but still good. And he just like he puts his foot down, and then the bitch comes out of her shell, and more or less just tries to guilt trip him into giving her money, even going as far as like. Uh, I I still have to use my money for my own things. And then she says, oh, you probably use your money on your shabby looking boyfriend.
yeah,
Like
and
a
then he
fucking kid, just like, yeah, you don't want to give me money, yeah, but I don't like your boyfriend. Uh,
uh,
Using
and
her mother's status to her advantage.
yeah, and basically instead of like helping her out with food and stuff like she's asking for, he just takes the girls to go out to eat with them, I think, and or like
They
they
go
go to
to Teal's
Teal's or
house,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, they go to Teal's to eat and like leave the mom at her place and like
Mm-hmm.
just make them food because they're just like uh, basically Grayson's like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna deal with this right now. My sisters need to eat, but you're gonna stay here,
Mm-hmm.
and which is awesome.
Yes.
He really stands up for himself, and Teal's apparently a great cook. So like uh, he he cooks the meal, and there's a good scene with them talking um in the kitchen. That's really fun and cute, and I like it. And
Mm-hmm.
like we've met Teal's parents,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yeah.
and they seem pretty nice as far as I can remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
This. Yeah. They are. Yeah. They are nice.
and the sister's also pretty nice, which is good because usually the sister character and stuff like this is mean for some reason. And
What?
so,
Really now? No.
well, and some I've read, like the sister character or brother character is either one really supportive and nice, or two like a jerk for no reason.
Mainly when what I feel like they mostly are just kooky,
Yeah,
kooky or just swooning over like the brother, your boyfriend is hot. That or just kooky.
yeah. It's just some I've read like some people like to go with the like family doesn't like the fact that uh the main character is gay, or
Mm-hmm.
they like to go with the like very supportive family usually.
Hmm.
Uh, it's a hard balance to find in webcomics.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it'll be like the siblings don't care, but the parents. And then another one that I'm reading that we might do at some point. And so like it's really nice to see like a whole family that just like doesn't care, and is very accepting of him, and just is having a nice time. And so like also like the in the story right now, like uh, Teal's in a play, and Grays also needs to go out on a meeting, like somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and like I don't remember exactly where, but Teal's going with him after the first opening of the play he's in.
Hmm. Yeah.
Uh,
This
and so I'm excited to
this
see
play has like
what goes.
been in the been in the background a few times. They've talked about it and that kind of stuff.
There's been scenes
Yeah.
at the rehearsal, and we've seen him in costume
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that, which is actually one of the first time Gray and the X like meet each other,
Mm-hmm.
and Gray is not a fan.
No.
No, he is not, which is completely understandable. I think I would be the same way. Not like rude, but I would be still wouldn't
Like
like the
lying them out.
person
So on
that
Smack Thieves, I have just found out that they more or less the romantical crescendo that like more or less then they get together. That happens in Smack Thieves, which has some pages cut in half because they're quite long. Uh, and some not cut in half. So it's a little bit, but still, it has 174 pages, and they get together, they kiss on 73. So take that as you will, but still, it still takes their time. It's quite realistic, even though it kind of isn't. Uh,
It's
it's
realistic,
good.
but
I
it's
like
not
it.
realistic.
Uh,
But
so anyway, so story wise, I really like it. Character wise, I really like it.
mhm.
And so art wise, I actually the reason why I read it was because of the way the art looked. Because again, I like art that stands out
In the
to
beginning,
me.
it looked kind of shit, to be honest.
Oof.
like again, they have gone back and like fixed the first page. Uh, like yeah, in the beginning they have gone back and fixed the first page, but I still have like the tiny little snapshot of uh, when in March when Cloud sent me
The original
Cloud
first
sent me that
page.
like the first thing of it, and yeah, it looks kind of bad. And there's a reason why
Yeah,
it
but
was called Lazily Colored Days, because it was mostly lazily colored.
and again, it was the first webcomic this person's done, and he did it. They did it originally, uh, because of wanting to improve their art style, which they definitely did,
Mm-hmm.
over the course of this comic.
Yeah, because
Uh,
like how it looks now,
so
it's nice, has rounded edges, quite cartoonish but sweet. Hmm. And like now when they have redone them, it's like again you can still see like the evolution because they've just like made it all smoother. There's not, it doesn't look like it has been colored in with color pencils. Uh,
yeah,
y- yeah, like they
I
have
like
just straightened out
I
the
like it a
lines a
lot.
bit more.
I like the art
But
a
like
lot.
drawing style, the framework is still the same, so you can see it develop even though it looks nicer. So after a
I
while, it
like it.
will look good.
I like it a lot because of the fact that nothing looks like it. Also,
Mm-hmm.
like it's a very unique style that you don't see very often. Because usually people either I like people that do their own style. So far, the ones re reviewed are do their own style. But like there's also a good chunk of BL stories that try to go with the manga angle,
Mm-hmm.
uh, which is like a bunch of it. So it's always nice to see someone bring their style
Yes.
and work on their style in their webcomic and refine it and make it better.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, which is awesome. I'm not saying the manga style is bad. I have a few webcomics that I really like that go for that angle. But like, it's always nice to see it like that. There are ways to do the manga style and do your own artwork,
Mm-hmm.
like your own style in it. But that's like a fine line and like kind of hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yes.
but I really like the way uh, they do it in this one.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Benjamin, do you have some last remarks before?
Like okay, I will say I'm well aware that I'm probably very biased in my opinion because a lot of nostalgia. But again, this is a again, it only has yeah, maybe around maybe 3 hours of reading or around that mark. Uh, uh, well, it has quite long pages and there's quite a lot of them, but yeah, but it's relatively long at the moment. But still, yeah, even I would say around maybe normally like in an A4, maybe around maybe 340 pages around that maybe. But even though it's like medium length, it still has like managed to feel like almost literally slice of life. A lot of conflicts are already solved and not like magically revolving around the main plot. Uh, and time goes slow, things build up and doesn't just happen. And that is very unique to see in a web comic, and it's very refreshing, and that's good. And also, again, it's very cute when it wants to be, and
Mm-hmm.
and the art style is nicely done when it comes to the point where uh, the the creator has some games on. So yeah, I'm gonna rate this on a good one. Out of
Okay,
10.
a good one. Okay.
I'm gonna do 9 out of 10 because I really like this one.
Yeah,
And
it's
before we
hard
move on, Barb's, can you say a few words on what you thought of this comic before we move on?
Yes, dear listeners, I'm a bit sick, so that's why I am not talking too much. But I liked the story so far. Um, I had to get used to the art style, and I had to get used to the suddenness of the story. But as you said, they started out like doing one-offs, so comics that were just revolving about that one page and not revolving around a more bigger plot line. So that makes sense. Um, and I like the humor of it, and it has a lot of indeed of tsundere archetypes in there, which is fun to see. I would love to see more about the relationship between Grayson and his mother, because that can be like a big problem, especially with how fierce Teal can be. So it could be like Teal can be like really against his mother, and Grayson has actually asked to choose what to do because he cannot just leave his sisters with his mother and such. Like, what is he gonna do? That will be really interesting to see in the future. Um, so yeah, I actually enjoyed reading this one comic.
Nice. All
Yeah.
right, um, so that finished up the webcomic portion of our show.
Mhm.
So now we move on to news. Um, so I want to say I feel like something has happened over here that people are talking about, but I have no idea what it is. So that's that's me. I should probably start looking at stuff before the show to like see what the fuck is happening,
Yeah.
because
Probably
I'm sure
things
there's
have
something
happened.
fun.
Yes. Um, before I got this sick, I wanted to look into maybe you heard of it, but there like the Netherlands is a small place, so you think that there's nowhere to hide, but apparently one family, a man, his wife, and 6 children, have been hiding away on a plot of land for 20 freaking years. And the
Oof.
oldest son just got out of there and tried to get help, and now like I think the dad is in jail or something. The wife is dead, so probably buried somewhere on the land, and the children are all like a bit confused, and everyone here in the Netherlands is like, how did this happen? How is this, and how? So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, there is talk about a cult. There's talk about like they were hiding in a bunker. It's all very interesting, but I didn't have any chance to read up on it. But this is a very interesting thing because all of a sudden the whole news was about this one family that basically did not exist for 20 years until the oldest son got into a cafe and was like, what the fuck is this? I don't remember all of this. I need help. Something like that. I was very confused. So yeah, that was
Okay, I'm back. Could you fill me in on what has happened?
well. Have you heard about the family that was hiding away here in the Netherlands for about 20 years, 15 to 20 years?
No.
Uh, I was talking about that. So they were talking about a cult thingy, and there was this talking about that the plot of land was actually from someone from Austria called Johann or something.
Hmm.
Uh,
Mhm.
Familie in Nederland in kelder. Ah, here's the news. A dad and his 6 children are hiding for years in a basement in Drenthe. That's a province in the Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
There was this whole family who lived in complete isolation, waiting for the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's a handicapped man with 6 children. The oldest one is 25. He was very confused. Uh, so like there were the the farm was completely shut. Like there were nails and wooden planks everywhere, so it looked abandoned. And
Mm-hmm.
they lived behind a closet, like really like the Anne Frank house, like behind the closet in a basement. And they all
Where did they
lived.
get food?
I don't know.
They probably stocked up. Is it just like a leftover event from fucking Y2K or something? Like that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I don't know. The
On
the
what Y2K?
Oh, you young bird. Oh,
oh.
I'm
Y2K
called
was an
baby for
event.
a reason, peeps.
Uh, so Y2K was an event that happened that uh, all our machines and stuff are automated all around the world. And like, and when it comes to dates, when it comes to dates, we only went up to 1999, and we didn't
Mm.
know. No one knew what would happen uh,
Mm-hmm.
when the year 2000 came around because of everything's
Ah.
on this outdated system. We
Mhm.
had no idea like what was going on, what would happen if it did. And the theory was that all machines would just stop working.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
that's like a clock problem, yeah.
yeah, and so
Yeah.
like they were afraid like airplanes were gonna stop, that like can fall out of the sky, that
Mhm.
machines all over the world would just shut down.
Yeah, we
Lights.
are actually gonna have that some kind of stuff with like 6-year-old electronics. They won't be able to that as clocks won't be able to count past like the year of 2038.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
like,
because. Mhm,
so
yeah.
that's what people were fearing was gonna happen, and then once Y2K actually came
Yeah.
and went, uh,
But really,
some vending machines
s-
stopped.
for
Uh,
6 people for 20 years.
yeah.
I no. I just no.
Well,
I
it's
can just someone that is totally crazy, but I can like food. Like, food doesn't even canned food doesn't even last that long.
no.
yeah, it does.
Well,
Some does.
No.
uh, I
Some
think
Yeah,
does.
but
yeah.
were they eating like one thing
They
for
no.
7 years?
I
Like,
have here in the news article that they kept themselves alive with a vegetable garden and a goat. They had a neighbor, but they thought that there was only like one guy living on this farm, and apparently
mhm,
the father had a brain infarct. So he was on his bed, he couldn't move or whatever. He never went to a doctor. That was that. This is wild, man. So they
That is
expect.
crazy.
Yeah,
mhm,
they think the mother is passed away and buried on the farm, but they don't know.
mhm.
So yeah, this is like for the Netherlands. This is really wild.
There's literally TV shows like about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
The
feels
Unbreakable
like the
Kimmy.
Shyamalan
There's
villain.
this, like the Unbreakable Kimmy Scott, which is pretty similar, where it's
Mhm.
about a girl that was in a cult and trapped underground for many years.
Yeah.
Oh.
Doesn't have any idea what modern anything is. Uh,
Mhm.
so like, so there are like, so like this is just that's wild. That's pretty like people have written stories about shit like that, and
Yeah.
it happened.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, and
At least they
apparently,
have a lot of material to relate to later in life
yeah,
when they.
apparently those children didn't even know there were other people alive on the world. They were very limited in their worldview.
Hmm.
Yeah, man, everyone's
I
fine. The world
wonder
did not end,
why.
actually, believe it or not.
Yeah, they thought the same thing in 2012, right? That the world would come to an end in 2012
Yeah,
because the
yeah,
Aztec
that
calendar
was another thing.
was the
No, I
Aztec
think it was like
calendar
an
was not
Indian.
going any further.
I don't think that was the
I
Aztecs. I
remember all
think it
the
was.
memes from it.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
remember.
yeah, there was
It
that.
was the Mayan calendar. That's what it
Oh, the
was.
Mayan calendar. Yeah,
Oh.
someone made that calendar and was like, yeah, I think 2012 is
Oh
far
man,
enough, and then
the memes the day after that were really good.
yeah,
There were some really good ones.
yeah, there were some really good ones. So that was the
No,
news from the Netherlands.
Oh God, that's.
from how's Sweden? Our little friend over there. How's your country?
We're doing fine.
We're doing fine.
Yeah, we're doing fine without your capitalism ruining us.
Oh wow.
Fair enough.
No,
Fair
no,
enough.
no, no. We do have left in politics, but still.
Let us shake hands in business.
No. Oh, but let's see here. Oh, I think it was this week that like the EU were like, yeah, okay, yeah, we are going to like start really cutting down and like really start doing shit for the global warming and they put like they are going to use Sweden as their role model for it.
Hmm.
Because we are really good. We're like we're very we're quite good here in Sweden.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
No.
in movie news, the trailer for uh, the new Star Wars that's coming out. There's a new
Okay.
trailer for it. I
Oh.
haven't seen it, so I don't know if it's good or not. Uh, I do like Star Wars. I just need to watch the last one, and then because I totally missed out on that because I didn't
Mhm.
have the money to go see it, and then I didn't have the money to buy it, and then I got lazy when it came on Netflix and never. Uh, but I need to watch it.
Hmm.
But yeah, so that happened, and also in gaming news that everyone's talking about right now, everyone knows about Fallout 76 and how disastrous that was.
Mhm.
Um, they decided to do a membership for
Yeah,
private
I know.
servers,
I know.
and
More or
you
less.
can
Yeah.
you yourself can now own a private server of Fallout 76 for a year for $100. Now you
Yeah. Not.
too can.
Here's the thing. The what you're saying, more or less, it's $13 for a month, like the membership. $13 for a month, or it's $100 for a year. And the thing is,
Yeah, so
there's like not only the private servers, just like it's a like a portable, like a portable, just a portable storage something. More or less, some of these are actual like legit gameplay benefits. It's like
no,
you're starting to go into pay to win,
basically what everyone's
pay to win
saying,
territory.
what everyone's saying, which is true, is that it's like them trying to earn some of their money back from the 76 that they put into it,
Yeah,
because it died. It is a dead game, pretty
yeah,
much.
yeah.
And
That's
it was pretty much month
the
one.
thing is with the private server. What it is, if you are a member, you get into a game and there you can have 7 other players on that server that are in your friends list, but the thing is you don't have to invite them. as long they can just see that, oh, you have a private server, and they will join. You have no control over who enters or anything like that. You can remove your friends or block them, and that will take them out of the server. But you can't like restrict anyone from coming in.
Mm.
And that's and even
No
of
one,
course
no
when
one's
you
gonna, no one's gonna
can
pay you $100, man. Like there might be a couple people that end up doing it, but like,
yeah,
you know,
but
the
here's the
few.
thing. Here's the thing. When you unless there's another one with a membership, but if you leave the server will start to break down. The other players that are if there is no one left that has a membership, they were like, okay, soon you are going to have to leave the server, and here's like it's a world, it's like basic, and then you can start doing stuff. But the thing is, even that when you go away, but you can't go back in. That world is lost forever. And even if there is another one with a membership on that server, you yourself can't go back to that server. So it's more like a temporary, just a temporary server for you to do stuff on. So
Until you log
it's
out,
like,
and then it's a new one when you come back.
yeah, it's like 40 or barely even 45% of what people wanted, and 60% of just bullshit. And they were
And
like,
even
"This is what you
then,
wanted, right? This is what you
people
wanted."
people would pay like normal subscription rates or even a little less they could do and like make money back on. But if you're
Yeah,
trying to charge someone $100 for a game that doesn't function, it doesn't function. It
more
like
than
there's
a
a
hundred
lot of
bucks. You
yeah,
have to buy it again. Again, it's not free.
yeah. So like it doesn't make sense. So like
Hmm.
uh, me personally, I would never play 76 unless it was free and all my friends got it for free as well, and then
Mm-hmm.
I play it. That's the only
Yeah,
way I
but
do it.
barely that even. But the thing is,
Yeah,
the
because it
reason
doesn't
why they
work.
have like go has been even before the 76, they have like been going into this like mm, by
My favorite
like
line.
mobile functions.
Yeah,
The Creation Club, which is paid mods, is
my
there's no
favorite
dispute. It's
line
paid
from the
fucking mods.
E3
That's the
the E3 press conference. My favorite line from that is it just works. And it's just like, no, no, you're wrong. It does not in fact work. There's
yeah.
videos all over the
Yeah,
place
it's
that
yeah. I remember that. It's like 2015 was just works, and then 2018. Sometimes it doesn't always work.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
The most
when it
shocking character development.
it
But
also
the thing is,
it
this
also it
is. Can I say my line?
yeah,
Uh,
sorry, go for it.
yeah, there's like there's people have figured out that the reason why they are like going through a different like almost period right now, like going more towards like paid stuff, microtransactions, that kind of stuff, because they think it's because they want to make themselves more attractive to investors and sponsors, the company, because again, even though because the business thing they had before is that when they release a game, they would get a huge spike in revenue, but it would slowly trickle off and then just be dead until they release another game that is not that attractive to sponsors and investors. What is
So they
a
wanted a game
steady,
with life.
like us less, even if it's not that high numbers, it's still, even just a moderate amount of income steady in most investors' eyes is better than a huge sporadic income. And that is like why, mostly why they have gone in this direction, and how they are
See,
just
they
doing it
didn't learn.
terribly
Yeah, they didn't learn
bad.
from
I
Elder
mean,
Scrolls
think that
Online.
they've broken laws. There's like
Yeah.
the whole bullshit thing that, oh yeah, if you bought it and you downloaded it, you are not gonna get a refund even if you want to. And I don't know, they again a full action lawsuit has been filed over that. I don't know how it's going, if it's over yet, but still, there's also
Everyone's seen that.
one time there was like a Christmas bundle, and they had a thing that was priced at 24 uh, 2,400 credits, which is more or less just $25. But on release, the price was split in half to 1,200. That's
Yeah.
illegal. It's illegal to like on release make a sale, like yeah, as soon as it goes up and make a sale, make a
Well,
artificial
basically,
to make a artificial a sense of urgency to get people to buy that. That's banned in the UK, Canada, the EU. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's why in those countries it was just labeled as that price, and then in America, it had that slash saying it was something else when it never was. It never was intended to be the price that
Yeah, it's just like,
it
oh
slashed.
no, what sale? No, that's just the price. That's just standard price. Bitch, slap it, best like,
So there's a good video by the internet historian that
oh
covers
yes, I have
all
that.
the nonsense.
Yeah,
Uh,
like
uh,
Todd shoots the banhammer sporadically. Oh
yeah,
yeah, I love that one.
What's it called?
yeah,
Uh,
it called the guy is called the internet historian, and he did a video called "The Fall of '76." That's really good. That covers all the nonsense. But recently,
oh,
I will put the
since
link in here.
uh, but since since that video, there's been in GameStops in America, at least, they've had to recall the one thing people enjoyed about the game, which was the getting the pseudo armor like headpiece. That was
Ah,
also a microphone. They had to recall those recently because
okay.
something went wrong, and like they were like harming people, I guess, because they had to recall
what?
Oh
them.
dear.
First we had that
With,
like fucking canvas bag fiasco,
Yeah.
and
oh god,
now oh god.
that was turned out to be a vinyl bag, and the only people who got the canvas bag were people who were promoting the
Influencers, and it
game.
wasn't even the same bag. Uh,
Yeah,
for a special edition of New Vegas, there was a canvas bag even included.
and people got
But
that.
more or less, what
Mm.
the big deal was that it was like, okay, yeah, you are going to get this canvas bag, and in the package, there was not a canvas bag, and that's false advertising. That's illegal.
And then there was the whole like alcohol thing where they promised people like a rum
Yeah,
version
it was a
of Nuka
rum
Cola.
$70.
Yeah,
Like
and people bought it, and
a
like
custom
all over
bottle.
the all over the advertising, it was obviously glass, and then when people got it, it was a plastic shell with
Yeah,
a bottle
it
of
wasn't
alcohol in it.
obvious. It wasn't obviously glass. It was like people very much assumed, and very much rightly so, that it was just like a black opaque glass. But when they actually
Because
open it, it's just
there's
like a
no
big clunky plastic shell around a normal bottle.
and it wasn't even the fact that that happened. It was the fact that they got the runaround for like months about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and they're like, oh, it'd be more expensive to make the glass than it would to make the plastic. But
Ah,
it
God,
turned
you
out
can get
it
like
wasn't.
because
That
you
was
can get
wrong.
like homemade stuff for like $20 at Amazon.
Yeah.
And
So
that's
like,
real glass bottles. Yeah,
yeah.
they make it like at home, make
And then
homemade molds.
the also the problem is you can buy a glass bottle of Nuka Cola on their website.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's no reason why they didn't do it the way they said they were going to. So like it was a big thing
Mhm.
So in the my theory is the reason why it failed was because it came out the same year they announced it,
Mm-hmm.
like months later, and they weren't
Um,
done. They didn't take a
they
year or two
they have done
to
that before.
finish.
They have done that before.
Yeah, but like it's because
Announced
when they
the
did it,
game the same time as announced the game the same time as we get it. The same
yeah,
year.
because
Fallout
they're
4
so
did
used to
that.
doing yeah, they're so used to doing that because when you just make a game that's not an online game, it's easier to predict the bugs. It's easier to predict what could go wrong
Mm-hmm.
because the other games aren't randomly generated. So
Yes.
like it's very easy to like push the game out once it's done. Uh, but an online game is very different. You're dealing with internet speeds, you're dealing with people from all over the world, you're dealing with like anything could go wrong at any time.
Mm-hmm.
And it did, and it still does.
Yeah.
Uh, like there's glitches to get infinite ammo, there's glitches to get into places you're not supposed to get into. There's like a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's like a big thing about people getting into the developer room, which has chests with every single item in the game, including the best item. And people are getting
yeah,
into those places, getting the best things, like getting Smurf accounts, making taking all those things, duplicating them, and then getting it to the main account to sell for profit, like real to sell that for real money, which is so illegal, but still. And
but like
oh god,
it's
it would
dumb.
like
They basically and the launch the nuke code. The whole like thing about the game where you can get nuke and bomb people. It's the same code. You can look it up. It doesn't change. You could like it's like I don't know if
wait,
they changed that
wait.
now,
Do you have like
but for a while,
do you have to put in the code?
yeah. So you get the keys, and then you can go to where the nukes are, and then you have to put in a code, and the code is was the same code for
So as long as
everybody
you
for a
get
while.
as many keys as you can just nuke as many times as you can.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, and the thing
Uh,
is, sort of like the game at the beginning, the game crashed when
yeah,
one and more nuke was present.
exactly. Uh, also, I've played maybe 5 minutes of it when it was like, because my friend pre-ordered it, and I was going to as well because we wanted to play that together because it sounds fun. I like Fall, and Fall
Yeah.
with friends sounds like a good deal to me.
Mhm.
And I got it, and I started playing right, and I was just like, wow, without friends, this is boring as fuck. And my friend turns to me and he goes, I know, right? It's not just me. I'm like, it's not just you, man. I'm bored and I just started. This should be the. And he's just
Oh
like,
my
I
god, yeah,
know.
it's boring.
Because, like, normally when I play a Fallout game or an Elder Scrolls game, I do like to go out on my own, do my own. But, like, it's nice to know that there's a bigger adventure waiting for me if I when I finally choose to do so.
Mm-hmm.
But there
Hmm.
is none in 76. Like,
You just
there is a
wander
story. I'm
around
not gonna lie to
aimlessly.
you, but well, hi Kinsley. Uh, there is a bigger story, but it's very basic and not very fun. So like, it's very hard.
So Dark Edgelord went to save the princess for the 17th time this month.
Yeah, basically, that was just a big thing that is still ongoing apparently because they keep messing up.
Mm.
They don't know when to cut their losses and just release the next game. But on that note, I do have to say a new game just came out called Outer World, made by a different company.
I've seen it, yes.
And it's cool. It's randomly generated, by the way.
Is it?
Uh,
Huh.
yeah, when because I have me so up in my room,
Oh,
it's I
Daddy,
live with.
Daddy.
Hold on, let me finish before I let you speak. Let me finish.
Okay.
I live with two people, uh, in my room, and
Mm-hmm.
they both have an Xbox, and they were playing it, and
Nice.
they got different set of weapons when they started. Like they found different items in the same spot, and so like it's different. So I believe it's randomly generated items.
Okay.
Nice for one of those games.
Yeah.
Uh,
But,
and yeah, go, go.
the thing is, in Fallout again. There's the first Fallout, which was made by Interplay, which is awesome. Then was the second Fallout, which was made by Interplay and sister company that made more as a daughter company, to be honest. What's it called? Dark Isle Studios. That's it. The thing is, and that's the thing, and they made Fallout 2, but then Interplay went bankrupt, went kaput. Then
You don't
let's
have to
see,
go
Dark Isle.
chipmunk, Benjamin. You can
Yeah, I know.
do your own.
Take a breath.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
no,
take your
no.
time.
I don't need air. Air is for weakness. Let's see here. But yeah,
Weakness.
they went to Dark Isle Studios. I don't know if they made bankrupt, but more or less Dark Isle and some of Interplay, they made Obsidian Entertainment, and then of course Bethesda went and mucked it up with Fallout 3, which was all right, but quite boring. Yeah, it was a
I agree.
proof of concept than anything else. Then
I agree.
Obsidian got a request to make a Fallout game within like 18 months, and they did it. It's called Fallout New Vegas, and it's
Which is
my
the
favorite
best one.
Fallout game.
Which
And-
is the best one.
Yeah,
In
and
terms of leveling up, I do like 4. But in terms of like leveling up and in terms of like stuff to do, like
again,
New
Fallout
Vegas
4 is a
pretty dope.
good game. It's not, but it's a bad Fallout game.
Mm.
Fallout.
Okay.
That's the thing. New Vegas is good, and Outer Worlds is made by Obsidian.
And it's good. It's real good. I highly
Yeah,
suggest
it's
it.
made by the same people as New Vegas, and it's like, yeah, it's new Obsidian game, and they made like old Star Wars Republic, some Star Wars games.
Yeah.
Oh, Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
those
and
are
they
good games.
made like some old PC stuff. That
The only thing that I can tell you that's like not that great is some of the voice acting isn't great, but you know that happens.
Yeah.
But again, someone else, yeah, they made a game, and it was like, yeah, I think I haven't played it. I would like. I don't know. I'm not sure. But again, people have said it's great. It feels like a good. It's a good Obsidian game, and Obsidian made
All right.
New Vegas. So, and that's one of my most favorite games of all time. So, yay!
Yeah. Okay.
It's good. But anyway, we are
I'm
10 minutes
waiting.
past into general talk, and I guess this fits into general talk a little
Yes,
bit.
but I had.
But I do have something to talk about this in general talk. I do have so. Real quickly, I won't take super long, Benjamin. I promise.
Okay, yeah, I already had one too.
I have been watching this anime
Mhm.
recently
Oh god.
that has the worst dub I've ever heard in my life.
Okay.
And it's really old, and it's like an older anime, like definitely after Inuyasha like time, but before anime like picked up. You know what I mean?
It's Inuyasha.
Uh,
It's the
young child.
wolf boy.
What?
A wolf
Dog
boy,
boy,
with
but-
the red robe.
dog boy.
Dog boy.
His
No,
white hair. It's fine. It's old anime,
I
but
don't watch anime.
but like it. But for some reason, even though like the dub's real bad, it has the guy who currently plays Spider-Man in the PS4 game, and who was Ben 10 and the English dub for like Alien Force and stuff. Is the main character, but even he's line delivery isn't great in this, and for some reason I cannot get enough of it.
Is it like
is-
really funny?
Oh, it's kind of funny, but the story is not bad. Like the story isn't bad.
I was thinking you maybe because my brother saw an anime and was like that that the dubbers had like, they were like, okay, yeah, but something went awry, and I was like, okay, just go nuts, do whatever, and then like they made up some random shit, and it became like super
That's
funny.
probably Bo. I like
Yeah.
can almost guarantee that it's that one because that
Well,
one's
It's
really
like
funny.
made their lives up on
Uh,
the spot, and they was like made no sense, and it was like I don't know if it was a murder mystery or something, but it's just like, yeah.
what is
but
the title of your anime, Cloud?
oh god, what is it called? Um, I don't know. I'll get back to you guys on
Okay.
that. I don't remember the name, but it has like the artwork isn't very good. It like craps out sometimes, and like there'll
Okay.
just be people's hands that are drawn terribly and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If I
Uh,
had bad audio, I'm sorry, but I
it
accidentally had
has
it on a
it
different. I had it on
it
a
has
different frequency.
Okay.
it it has gay undertones in it too.
Okay.
Like the main
What,
character accidentally
my voice or the anime?
The anime.
it like the main character like accidentally gets engaged with another man and like
My
it's like
voice is gay undertones.
it
Hmm.
it does but and like so throughout the whole thing anytime the main character talks to any other guy or any other girl, the fiance character is just like, "You flirt! How dare you!" Uh, and like at this point, it's kind of just like, Shh, accept the fact that you're engaged to him. It's okay. It's gonna happen, and I want to see it happen. And it's going, and so it's really funny. Um, but it's just really fun to watch,
Mhm.
just because it's super bad dub. Kind of like how people like JoJo because the dub is just not the dub, the sub is just insane to like listen to
Mhm.
and like and watch. Oh man, and like in JoJo they scream about almost anything, and the fights are always really absurdly intense,
Yeah.
and it's really funny. Mm, I can't recommend JoJo enough, especially second season, third JoJo. Is where it really gets insane.
For JoJo is best JoJo.
Fourth JoJo is pretty good. I'm watching that right now, but
Mhm.
is but and and that this third JoJo is also in fourth JoJo, so I don't have to give him up while I watch the new guy, and I'm very happy about that.
Mhm.
But anyway, the dub I'm watching is just I just can't. There's like two seasons, and they have like 40 episodes each, and I'm gonna watch all of it
How
because
much
it's
have you
just
watched already?
I'm like 30 or something episodes in,
Mm.
and like almost nothing has happened besides like story wise, and like it's just like just 80s like 90s anime like cheese.
Ah.
And maybe even
Okay.
early 2000s anime. Because it's not like grainy like most old anime is.
I'm
So
sorry,
it's
but
really good.
I just got a crazy thought in my head. Like, imagine an over-the-top anime battle. Picture to the root sandstorm.
Ah, the rude.
Like one of my most favorite absurd fights, which is in JoJo, is Jo the Jotaro and Dio battle. Just because like there's a moment where their stands are fighting, like punching each other, and they like float up into the air, and like that's never happened in this anime before.
Mhm.
No flying has ever been introduced in this show till this moment, and they start levitating and then fighting while flying around the city. And I'm just like, what is happening? This has never been brought up at all in the show. And all of a
Mhm.
sudden, they can fly.
Mhm.
And, it's really ridiculous. I highly suggest that show, man. But
If you know the title, I
it,
can look it up.
yeah. So yeah, and I will show you that. I will send you the name in the Discord later, and
Yes.
anyone who else is in the Discord can get it. If you want to be on.
Yes.
And Ben, what did you want to talk about?
Oh yes, finally we'll get to my thing. Well, recently I've started to like. There was a thing that I used to do quite a lot before. Like it very much comes into the season of everything. And that is that creepy pastas.
Oh man, I like creepypastas.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really
But
read creepypastas. I listen to them.
Mr. Creepypasta, I highly suggest. He has
Oh,
the best voice
I
for
know.
it.
I've like listened to hours and hours of him speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's my main guy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little bit of like a maybe like creeps McPasta. Yeah,
I
maybe
haven't
a
heard
little bit
him.
of yeah,
But like, I
yeah.
like creepypastas, but it depends on the story. Like,
Yeah.
is what I'll click on.
Yeah.
Uh,
I just mainly just do them mostly for just stimulation of mind, but also I like it's not I'm not really that much of a horror guy
Mm-hmm.
or a horror effeminate guy. Um, oh god, it's just like I don't feel. Yeah, I'm not really that much that one to be scared. Mainly because most of the things don't scare me. Some things can gross me out, and that can be like intense.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
we
I would
should
feel
we
like, yeah,
should
that's a good one
on
because of what.
Halloween on Halloween we should you should watch a horror movie or something. We should do something for Halloween because I have nothing going on for Halloween.
On
Have you looked
Friday,
into
huh?
art in our Discord, Cloud?
Not
I
today.
already contributed to the art version of Halloween.
Yeah, Cloud, look. You need to look.
I'm fine.
Hmm? Have you seen it?
Hold on.
So for the listeners at home, um, I do fan art Friday since this Friday, and on my Twitter page I have a poll what I will draw, and the outcome was Harry Potter, and I want to do something with Harry and pin up witch, because
Why did you
broomsticks.
do this?
So, and then a friend of mine actually said, do Hagrid. So if you go into our Discord server and you go to the art server portion, you can see Hagrid as a pinup with like stockings and tiara on his head and like
High heels,
and high heels and
in
not
a
much more.
sexy pose, being a big bear bottom. Uh, a BBM. Uh, beautiful man. No,
very interesting.
BBG.
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
beautiful
Man,
giant.
Depending on what.
Benjamin, you're in a lot of different Discords.
Oh, yeah, I am.
If you
Wait, how did you see that?
Because he posted a picture
Yeah, I
and
am in a
pics of
lot
all
of stuff.
kinds.
Again, in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So depending on what kind of taste you have in men, dear listener, this is or very sexy or like creepy pasta,
Yeah,
creepy
like for
pasta
the
horrible.
yeah for the 98% for the 97.16% of you that that percent, this will not be looking good. No.
I giggled
And
all
so,
the way.
Oh god, I clicked on it. It's even worse. Oh.
so to change
Go back to
gears for a second.
Yeah,
creepypastas. Yeah.
okay, but so about creepypastas again. I just like a lot of concepts, monster concepts.
Yeah,
Sometimes when it's
monster concepts are really nice.
yeah, mostly just concepts and like a just like a building complex that every 13th day gets a new room, and there's 13th floor to every apartment building, and every floor has 13
I
rooms.
I have to say, like, the stories he does are very interesting usually, and I'm always very like delighted by
Yeah,
people's like imaginations
yeah.
for horror stories. But
Oh
also
yeah.
his music that he puts in his videos and stuff, that he gets the tension like really good. He
Hmm.
gets the mood really well,
Hmm.
and like
Yeah.
I've been like freaked out while watching his videos before just because like he's really his voice readings along with the music he chooses along with the story he chooses like
Hmm.
are
I,
really
yeah,
good
I can't
usually.
really say he is a voice actor. I think he called it. I don't know if this is the correct term, but like a rhetoric reading. I thought it was that he competed with in high school or something.
Yeah,
It's like
he's very good at
more or less.
uh,
It's just reading out. It's voice acting more or less, but just reading a book. Uh,
but he's very good at like changing his tone to fit this situation. He's not afraid to like not scream but like get loud into the mic and like
Yeah,
it,
if the like tension starts to wrap up, he's like. So I scrambled down the stairs to find myself stabbing myself with a cactus pot.
yeah, stuff like that. He'll be like he'll say it
Starts his
quickly but
voice and
like
all that start
loud.
to actually ramp
Yeah.
up as the tension gets louder and that kind of stuff. And
Uh,
yeah.
if I can suggest a series real quick of that I really like that he does is the gas station series.
Oh
It's
yes,
very
love that.
long, but
It's
it's
very long.
really
It's
really good.
yes, because that one has so much character. Ah, I haven't even watched it until
I haven't
up
even
until the
finished it yet.
present point. I can't remember
Yeah, I haven't finished
the
it yet
last.
either.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's a
like at
very
least
long.
around now, maybe 10 hours
So like
straight content.
the story to it is this guy who can't sleep for has a disease where he can't sleep, and
Yeah,
he
and
works at a gas
it's a
station in
real
this weird
disease,
town.
and like it's a real disease, and he has like been alive for years, and like most
Eventually,
people just die after
eventually it
like
will kill him.
months.
Eventually,
Yeah.
his disease will
Yeah,
kill
but
him,
again,
and
that's the thing. No, but no, but the real disease is like when you start not being able to sleep, you die after like a few weeks. He has been alive for several years without sleep, and here's the thing: this one is always it's first person.
yeah.
I think.
Okay, can I explain it since I brought?
No,
Uh,
no, but it's first person.
but so yeah,
But
it's
here's the
first
thing: it's
person.
very carefully poised that it's supposed to be like real. He's never giving out the location of what town
Yeah,
he is in, but
it's
that's the thing. And I think like yeah, he has a condition, and he's
Ben.
been alive for it for years,
Ben.
and no one has ever gone so long. It kind of like gives it away that it's fake, but still, oh, and it's
But
always fun when it
Ben,
gives that a poise of. Mhm. Yes.
thank you. But anyway, so in the story, it's very realistic. It's written like he is entering all the stuff on a website that he runs, that he writes what go the on's goings on. But it's a guy who works at a gas station in this town where weird shit always happens, and
Mm-hmm.
especially
The
in the
gas
gas
station.
station. The gas station especially. It starts off pretty soft with like a couple creepy things,
Yeah, it
but then
was
it
like a
like it
deer that walked on two legs that went into the store, bought like drank down a water bottle, then paid for it.
Yeah,
Uh,
stuff like that.
Paid
And
for
then
it by gluing up a dollar bill, then eating the change.
and
Uh,
it like it gets ramped up to like a god living under the gas
yeah.
station that he
Oh
confronts
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
like
And then
leaves.
in one special, it's like four, like there's like the female apprentice, Marlboro or Jerry. He's a former uh,
Member who just
cult
like
member that joins the gas station crew. Then we have what's the main character called?
I forget his name. It's
Is it Jack?
I have something like that.
Yeah,
And like
yeah,
there was another character for a while that like left in like the pretty much the beginning of the story.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but
Um,
and then yeah, but in the special it's like new female apprentice, Jerry, Jack, and then there's like a female police officer that has been through a little bit, and they are like trapped in the gas station. It's it's like it's winter, it's starting cold, and they're supposedly. Oh yeah, there's like a villain character too. I can't remember his name.
yeah, there's a
He is
villain
also there, and
character.
then there's a shape-shifting demon. First, he takes the form of Donald Glover.
Yeah, there's a bunch of nonsense in it. Like a bunch of
Yeah, like
like
Rocky the Raccoon,
concepts for
a
monsters in
oversized
that.
raccoon that has. Yeah, Rocky the Raccoon is a oversized monster that steals food. And then there's the oh, and then there's
There's like a serial
the
killer
bathroom
character
cow.
that like yeah. There's also a serial killer character that will come into like several times tries to kill the main character.
Mm.
But right now there's like a side story with him with another detective and stuff that I don't know what happened to what's going on with
Yeah.
that. But
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
he's
and
not around because of
do you
that.
remember
But
finding Vanessa?
yeah, that's what it connects to
Yeah,
the
because
gas
that
station.
was like a side story that was actually not written uh, by the author of the original stuff.
But
And like it was
but
written by a website, and it's part of the canon even. It's just
yeah,
like a
and
yeah,
like
and
it's called Tales from the Gas Station. I
yeah,
and like
and the side
it's
story is
also a
called
book.
Finding Vanessa.
It's like
Okay.
the author actually made it a real book you can buy.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Uh,
I can't remember, but yeah, you can find him. The author's name is like Jack's last name starts with a W. I don't know.
but it's really good. Like it's
Okay.
written very well. It's told amazingly.
Yeah,
Uh,
and that's the thing. It's how it came into the r/no sleep, which is more or less the creepypasta Reddit board.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, he was like, "Oh, Jack, the character was like, oh yeah, I have a condition that I can't sleep, so I go to your r/no sleep Reddit and talk about my job stories
Mm-hmm.
when I should have been asleep."
there's even like a story about a crazed fan like meeting him.
Oh yeah, it
Uh,
was like, and yeah, and he was like, "Oh, you are dead now. You will have to come in my van." And then like
yeah,
the police officer comes up and uh, pulls a gun on the Reaper, and he was like, "Don't talk with her. You will become a ghost." And Jack is always like so unfazed by all the weird, scary stuff.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
at first he reacts
No,
normally,
no,
and
not
then
really. Even when we introduce him, he's like, "Yeah, I've gone through this shit so much time, it doesn't even phase me.
yeah, like
Nothing
so
phases this
he'll
kid."
react. He reacts different in the beginning than he does now. Like
Mm-hmm.
now
Yeah,
he treats it like shit that
yeah.
just
Someone
happens in
pulls
his
a gun
life.
on him, he won't even react.
But like and at first he would like say like "oh shit" and things like that, but then like now it's kind of just like,
Yeah, because
oh, this is
in
just a
that
thing
it
that
was like
happens.
the Reapers tells him, "No, don't touch her."
Mm-hmm.
And Yule come and goes, and he was like, "Oh hell no, I want to be a ghost and goes to touch her."
Mm,
That kind of stuff, and
yeah. There. It
it's
sounds really interesting.
he has like
Do
such a
you?
no shit, and Jerry and everyone that works there like develops this mentality of not being faced by anything, and
Mm-hmm.
it's hilarious.
Do you
Uh,
know Welcome to Night Vale as well?
no, I actually don't know.
I
Also,
have heard of it. I've listened to like a critique of it all. Uh,
Ah, because Welcome to Night Vale.
Dark Mind.
Well, Welcome to Night Vale sounds a lot like Tales of the Gas Station,
Mm,
but not.
mm,
yeah, but
It is more. It is talked from a newsreader point of view, and the whole thing is that it's somewhere in the desert, but nobody knows where it is, and the fact that there are like um godly clouds, tentacle monsters, jumps in time, and everything, and everybody thinks it's like sort of normal. That is really shifts your idea what is normal. I think it's
yeah,
really interesting.
it
plus
does the same thing
the main
in Tales
character
of the
is
Gas Station.
the main character is a guy has what does he have a husband or
I do. The main
a
character
boyfriend?
has a husband right now.
Yeah, and that's like the thing, they like never mention the word like gay once.
True.
Like that's the thing. It's like, yeah, it's just like so not addressed at all. It's like amazing. It's so inclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Like it really like even Tales from a Gas Station, it shifts your point of view of normal because when your life is just like a bunch of that, like monsters and
Yeah,
beings
that
and
just
things
became
that
your that just the
that
normal point of
it,
view.
it's weirder when that stuff isn't happening to you. And like yeah, he gets sick of it sometimes. He's just like, why does this shit always happen to me?
Yeah,
But
Mm-hmm.
it's
you
just
know,
like,
he always goes
oh
back.
yeah, the grass is the grass is oh, and he looks out the window. Oh, the grass is pulling a medieval war campaign on the mushrooms in the forest. Huh.
Mm.
It's like that
It-
weird stuff slash creepy stuff, and it's marvelous.
it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uh,
Have you ever heard of my friend came into a different dimension? If he found himself an alternate dimension. Have you heard of that one?
No. No.
no, but anyway, we are
That one is
4 minutes
also really
over
good.
our time. I gotta
Yeah.
go. But
Okay.
Worth
so
it.
definitely guys check out. Feel free to check out any of the things we've talked about today. As always, you can find us on YouTube, Twitter, and Benjamin's on Instagram. I'm
Yes.
at Cloudwork underscore Alex for our Twitter, at Mama Work for uh, uh, or
Miss
yeah
Mama work.
for
Yes.
Twitter, and Benjamin is Ziff Struggles on Instagram. So feel free to follow any of that. Thank you for watching uh, our podcast, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Yes. Thank you
Goodbye.
for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.